Is David Zalman. He's the senior chairman and CEO of Prosperity Bancshares, also a member of the Dallas Federal Reserve Bank. Welcome, sir. I'm glad, and I really appreciate your coming here on what I know is an unsettling day, amidst an unsettling month for your company and your stock, and most especially for your customers. Which has been the more sort of damaging part of this equation? Has it been the slide in crude prices, or for you, the slide in interest rates?
Well, we probably got hit. We got a double whammy, I guess, on Monday. On Monday, our stock was down over 22% in one day, and we thought it would probably start because of the coronavirus. But again, we got hit when Saudi Arabia and Russia decided to have a price war. So it really knocked our price down a lot. But again, this is nothing new to me. I mean, I've seen this movie before. Same thing in 2016, 2017. With the same scenario, oil prices dropped below $30 a barrel, and everybody thought that Texas was going to fall off into the Gulf of Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're sure that's not going to happen. That is one thing. No. We may not know where the stock price is going to go tomorrow, David, but we sure know that Texas is going to be there. I have heard anecdotally about some banks, mostly regional banks, but also big ones, but regional banks specifically, developing programs for small business lending to businesses that have been hard hit by, in your case, the crude oil collapse or business being affected by coronavirus. Do you have those programs? Are you thinking about them? What are you doing to help businesses that may have been hurt by corona or the oil price slide?
We currently don't have a special program in place, but again, we're a community bank. Our customers, we know all of our customers. We usually know all of our customers by name. We've banked them for probably, some of them 25 and 30 years. So if they're going to have an issue, we're going to take care of them. We're going to be there right with them.
Yeah. So it's not like you have a special thing, but it's just what you do day to day. What are they saying to you? What are your customers saying when they come in? Have you? Let me ask you this: Texas has not been a hot spot. Seattle has been. I hear stories about regional bank companies closing locations. What are customers saying? Are you considering shutting down your banking locations and just relying on ATMs and drive-through?
Really, up until the last couple of days, and maybe even today, more so, the coronavirus was really something more feared, I think, on the East Coast and West Coast. Our economy in Texas has been extremely good. We've had a lot of population growth, very low unemployment. Our consumers have led the economy. They've had more money than they've ever had, so they've been leading this. The coronavirus in just the last couple of days, I think, I don't want to say panic and fear, but what you see on TV every day is starting to affect people. We're starting to see where you saw Southwest by Southwest in Austin. They didn't have their deal. The Houston Rodeo is going on right now. They're considering maybe cutting it short. So, but up until this point, our economy has been really extremely good, and people have not been as panicking or fearful as they have maybe in the rest of the parts of the country. And that may be because, we don't have a lot of people that have it, or we don't have families that have had it. Mm-hmm. And again, we don't want to be insensitive to it. But again, I think what you see on the media just really just perpetuates some of this going on. I mean, if we have 30 to 60,000 people that die of flu every year, and if you came on TV and said there's 100 people dead today and there's going to be 100 people dead tomorrow, you can see how this carries on. But I think that everybody.
Workers, we're really not known for our calm and reserve. We do tend to blow pretty hot and pretty cold at all times. And, of course, an awful lot of the national media are based in and around the New York City area. So there is a kind of a megaphone effect in New York. But the facts are the facts here. When the head of the National Institute of Infectious Disease says this is going to be 10 times probably more lethal than influenza, you do have to sit up and pay attention to it. I'll say something else. I was speaking yesterday to a dear friend who works for a healthcare company that shall remain nameless. And he said, effectively, if we were reporting every day the deaths in New York, say, or in a major metro area from the flu or flu-related pneumonias, it would dwarf the number of deaths, at least so far, that we're hearing deriving from COVID. So I thought that was a really interesting way to think about it. If we knew how many people day by day die from flu in nursing homes, in ICUs, we might have a better perspective on it. Let me turn back, as I free associate here for a few seconds, let me turn back to the oil economy in Houston and in your area, which is largely Texas, Oklahoma, and that region. What would a prolonged price depression mean to you, your customers, your business?
I think go back, if you go back in history, again, the same thing happened in 2016, 2017. Prices dropped below $30 a barrel. And again, it took a lot, really, until things got to about $34. Things looked pretty hairy. Our the oil prices come back quicker than that. Our customers that we've had them for a long time. We have about 47% of our loans are actually in service industry, and 53% are on the production side. On the production side, that means oil and gas that they're developing, and those customers, at least from the bank we just bought, or Legacy that merged with us, actually all of their customers, about 87.5% of their customers are hedged for the next 12 months to 18 months, $50 plus a barrel. So we're, for the banks, for most banks, they're kind of covered for a while. So I think we're going to be all right. There's, again, the oil industry has been awfully tough. If you're in the service industry, it's been extremely tough. I sit on the board with some people that are chairman of service industries, and they tell me, there's not going to be a lot of one buying out the other, but it's tough. You'll see more and more. But I think there's also a lot of customers that have been around for a long time. They've been through this, they know it, and that, again, I think they're going to make it. But again, there'll be some fatalities. There's no question. David,